So let's complete the second part of the session. We were talking about the economies of the islands, and we have said that the islands economies actually has problem because they are very poor and they are depending on a few resources or limited resources, and not all people has sorry not all islands have enough resources to be used, and at the same time not all people have enough jobs. And he has given us an example for the islands who has a economic problem. We started with Cuba, and we said that Cuba has two main problems. They have few resources, they are very poor, they depend on the first aid that coming from the Soviet Union, and people who are criticizing the government are often arrested. Then he mentioned Haiti, and we said that although Haiti has a wide history of poor political leadership, which has held the economic development back, we have also poverty, widespread disease. People actually are losing their jobs, and they are especially killed in earthquakes. We mentioned the third example, which is Trinidad and Tobago, and we said that they are more successful and they have more successful economies. Actually, they are working on themselves. Number one, they are having more political success, and they have kind of a helpful governments, and they depend on their sales from the oil, natural gas, and also their successful government. But actually, it's not that successful because also they still poor with few resources. There is also another economic factor that could affect the economy of the region. Let's complete reading about it. Who can complete? Hannah, go ahead.
Okay, another important economic factor in the region is remittance. A remittance is money sent back to the homeland by peoples who migrated someplace else to find work. Many Dominicans came to the United States for work and sent money home to support their families. Tourism is a major part of the economy of several islands. Resorts in the Bahamas, Jamaica, and other islands invite tourists to come and relax in pleasant surroundings. The resorts often separate tourists from the lifestyle of the islanders, but they provide jobs for island citizens.
All right, so here he's talking about a very successful economic factor, which is remittance, and the second one is tourism. What's remittance? Actually, remittance is the money sent back by people who are not working in their countries. For example, he's given us an example here. The Dominican people are traveling to work in the United States, and they send money back in order to support their families. This money is called remittance, and it helps a little bit in developing the economy. This is number one. How? When you send money back to your family put it in the bank or transfer it through banks, and banks take this money or part of it as a benefit, and they develop the economy using it. Another major successful factor is tourism. Tourism, actually, because they are consisting of islands, and islands are used as resorts like Bahamas, Jamaica, and other islands. These nice surroundings are used for tourism, which brings also money back to the country. So these are the two successful factors, the remittance and tourism. Let's talk about the island's culture. Uta, please read.
Sure.
Uta, yes.
The cultures of the Caribbean islands show a mix of mainly European and African influences. Large number of Asian also came to some of the islands in the 18th and the 19th. Those from China went mainly to Cuba. South Asian settled in Jamaica, Guadeloupe, and Trinidad and Tobago. The languages spoken on the island reflect their colonial heritage. English is a language of former British colonies such as the Bahamas and Jamaica. Spanish is spoken in Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. English is also taught in Puerto Rico's schools. French and Creole, a blend of French and African languages, are spoken in Haiti. The Caribbean islands have strongly influenced world music. Much of the music blends African and American influences. Cuba is famous for its salsa, and Jamaica for reggae. Both forms of music rely on complex drums rhythm. The reggae has become popular around the world not only for its musical qualities but also for the lyrics that protest poverty and lack of equal rights.
All right. So here he is talking about the culture, how it is formed, what does it consist of. First of all, he said that the culture is forming through the heritage of the colonies, because you know that most of these islands were colonized by many countries such as Britain and France and also Spain. So you'll find that they are having a mix between the colonial heritage and the native heritage. He said also that Spanish is spoken in Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the English is taught in Puerto Rico's school. French and Creole is a blend of French and African languages, is spoken in Haiti. So you'll find that among the islands is a variety of languages. Why? Because they have their native languages and the mixed language that was invented for communication between people who are speaking two different languages and the colonial languages from the countries that have invaded or taken the islands and make them colonies. Also, he said that the Caribbean islands have influenced the world music and it has a blend between African and European music, especially something called reggae. And reggae is a form of music that rely on drums rhythms, which is originally coming from Africa. And it is now very popular all over the world. And their lyrics are popular too because they're talking about their problems, whether the poverty or the equal rights of people. That's it all about the island's culture. Anyone want to ask any question about the lesson? We have finished the lesson. Anyone want to ask any question?
No, thank you, Miss Salem.
In general, anyone has any question about the project, about the deadlines, about the exam materials will be uploaded soon. Um, exam revision booklet by the way will be uploaded maximum by Saturday inshallah. I want you to print the revision booklet so we can start working with it from the next week. We're going to revise one lesson or two in the session and answer the most important questions. Anyone has any question? All right. See you inshallah all next session. Bye.
Bye.